Hey, buddy.
What's up, guys? What's up, Michael? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How you doing, Mr. Gabe?
Good, man. Just
Good, brother.
busy week, right? But always looking forward to Collection Wars, my buddy.
That's right, man. It's crazy because like the last couple of weeks, I mean, it's like we maybe talked like once during the week, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. No, it's been a hectic kind of work week for me. Couple,
Yeah, yeah. It's all right. It's
ooh,
understandable.
man. But we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
But we got our buddies are dropping in. Got Sean. What's up, Sean? How you doing? Jose.
Hey, Jose.
The other Sean. What's up, Sean? Sean and Sean.
Yeah.
Chris, George, that Star Wars bloke.
What's up, buddy?
Brad, what's up?
Hey, Brad. How you doing, man?
Mondo,
Mr. Armando.
McFly. We got a new puppy. You guess what we named him?
What'd you name
Marty.
him? Very cool.
We got Scott. It just reminded me because that's all I'm yelling around the house. I'm like, McFly.
Oh, that's funny.
Primetime reviews. What's up, Chris? Another Chris.
Hey, welcome.
Janine, what's up, Janine?
There she is. How you doing, Janine?
Graphics.
He just had some new releases today.
I just ordered them. Yeah. He released Han Solo, Chewbacca, and then the little like the Imperial officers with the like weird
Yeah,
bomb.
Death Squad Commanders.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
but yeah, man. So what's been up with you, Michael? How you doing?
Man, oh, not it's been a crazy week. I've been just dealing with unbelievable permitting and
Yeah,
fighting with the city, with civil engineers and drainage and all this. I mean, we're just so close to starting, and it's going to happen quick because all the steel has been delivered to the job site. We can't start construction until we get our damn permit. So,
yeah,
but but that, and also I've had my mom in an elderly
yeah.
assist living, and I found a fantastic new
Good.
place for her where, I mean, when I went into this place, I started crying just walking in there. It was just for my mom, you
Good.
know. So
Perfect.
that's been a good deal, you know.
Good.
But yeah, man. But when it
How's
comes
that?
to Star Wars, man, so
How's that?
many
Before we get to start, how's that Texas weather? I've heard
man.
it's hot right now.
So I didn't even tell you before the show, Gabe, but you
What?
know that my AC went out in the
Yeah,
galley.
I remember you telling me
Well,
that.
we got it fixed. Everything's fixed. So I went over there 45 minutes ago to set up, with this bad boy behind me, and temperature was 83 degrees, dude. System failure.
Ugh.
So, but I'm going to tell you, it's never. It's like I know it's hot all over the United States, but
Yeah.
here the heat is one thing, but worse than that is the drought.
Um,
It's like we have not had rain here in months. We've had like stuff that's hit the ground, but it like I go out in the dirt and it's not mud. You know
yeah.
what I mean? So not even a quarter of an inch of rain or
Right.
anything. So, but we need a serious rain here, man. I'm doing everything I can. I mean, I haven't shredded once on our 25 acres.
Yeah.
I got a big ass John Deere tractor. I can put my deals on, and I'm out in the property shredding. And
Yeah.
dude, nothing but dead grass everywhere, and it's just
Damn.
it sucks. But thanks for hey, isn't it crazy? I'm always telling Gabe guys that hey, you guys need to move to Texas, and man, after since I met Gabe from the beginning, man, there's been nothing but freaking
Yeah,
crazy
you've had
going on.
crazy floods, crazy storms, crazy
Yeah,
heat waves. You're frozen. Remember all the
yeah.
frozen stuff? All the
That's when we
pipes are
started the show. We were still without water for a week.
you you've literally gone through like every like extreme weather situation like
Yes. I
known.
mean, I'm talking softball hell in the 8
Yeah.
years we've been here. The one thing, knock on
Jeez.
wood, is a tornado.
Tornado,
Other
yeah.
than that, I mean, we've canoed down the hallway. I mean, we've done it all. And
Yeah.
now we can't even get rain. And it
We'll
sucks.
see over here in California, the only thing we got to worry about is earthquakes. But luckily we haven't had one in a while, so but
We should all move to Florida. Yeah, he just moved to Florida. You know what? I'll tell you, I don't know, but I'm like, babe, let's go to Colorado or let's go to Cozumel. But I just want to do something before school starts back up. But,
yeah, yeah.
you know, but man, there's been a lot of really cool little things, and I know everybody. We're gonna talk about it tonight, right, Gabe? The Light and Magic. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Plus, there's that other show that's been coming on Vice. But hey, man,
Oh,
you know, check this out, dude. I've been getting these little droids from our buddy Jason Eaton, and so we've got this collection going, and he's got a few more to do to complete it. But I'm so
let
happy
me
about
show.
these.
Can I show the video that you sent me?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hold on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let me pull that up
Hey,
really quick.
Steven, how you doing, man?
So these are all the ones that you see outside of the Owens, right? Like when the
That's
jaw
exactly
was
right.
when
That's yeah
there's
part of the sale that goes on.
yeah
So he's working on the CZ3, that real, and two other ones, and the spider
yeah.
scissor one.
So are these are 6 scale?
Like this one right here, that's the most basic one out of all of them, and it's like my favorite.
Yeah, man, that
Yeah,
look
no, no. So if you had to guesstimate the height on these, you would put it with like the Black Series, like the 6 inch
gotcha.
figures. Yeah,
Okay, man, that's so cool.
yeah. So if you want to blow me up real quick, yeah. That look at
Oh,
this piece here. Check this out. It's crazy the amount of details that went in each one, and these are all one-off builds. He doesn't build these, multiples, which makes them even more special.
and I mean, so that's probably what 3 inches wide, maybe
This one right here, that's actually almost it's about 4 inches. If you want to
about
put me
four
on the
inches.
big screen, yeah, but
But still, I mean, look at the detail inside of that, right?
yeah, isn't that unbelievable?
That's insane, man.
Yeah, I love these things. So what I'm doing is, this all started when I picked up the. He does these kind of things. He does it. He knows what to do, how to get
Yeah,
me. He reels me in. It started out when I picked up the Sandcrawler,
yeah,
and he threw in a little freebie deal, which was I've showed
yeah.
it
I
before.
remember that the gonk
Yeah,
droid.
yeah, the Gonk Droid, right? And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, this is so cool. And he's like, well, just wait because I'm making a series of these things, and but yeah, I've got these all lit right now. So this one right here is the one that we just showed.
that's cool.
Um, but what I like the best is this little simple one right here.
Yeah,
And
it's
he's
like a
got
little
them hooked up
chimney.
with a little battery in it. You know,
Yeah,
and
it
then I
looks like a
just
little like old school chimney.
yeah, yeah. Go to big screen with me real quick. I'll show them.
Okay, hold on.
So I was thinking what would be really cool is if you had a the interior of the Sandcrawler.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? And then I'll show these each individual. So I just showed this one, but I'll show it bigger. But this one's kind of like Back to the Future 3 McFly something.
right. Yeah, like old west. Like
Yeah, yeah. It's just really, really cool. And then so that's two. And then so this one, when it arrived, this back antenna had broke off. So when I went to splotch some glue on there, it dabbed too much. When I went to wipe it, I messed it up. So I went ahead and weathered it with some, as you guys can see, with the dirt and everything. So it looks still pretty cool. I was pretty
that's
pissed off. I sent a deal to Jason crying what happened, but yeah, this is a really really cool piece. And he does have a moisture evaporator for that. I think it's going to go really good with this as well. But this one's really cool. And if you look at the details,
yeah. I've never noticed that one.
yeah, isn't that cool? Like, look at the detail.
Yeah, that's
It kind of
really
has
cool.
the same base, and it does have a little antenna.
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy? Look at that, guys.
that's insane, man. And then you know what it looks like? What they used, Michael? Wait, put it back up. It looks
Which
like the
one?
clamp that. It looks like the clamp for the lightsaber, like the part that's like in the middle of a lightsaber.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because if you turn it to the side, it even has the two little buttons, like the ones they use for Obi-Wan's saber.
Yeah, but like just the little, like noticing now, like the back.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into it. And this one here, this one doesn't light up, but it's kind of unique. You can just think about when they were, making all these droids.
Hmm.
Isn't that cool? Look at the details right there, buddy.
That's insane.
Yeah, Jason, he does some amazing shit. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
And then everybody remembers this when R2 and them wake up on the sand crawler, and you see this
Yeah.
guy,
Yep.
and he's off. But yeah, if he was to stand up,
Yeah.
he'd be probably almost 7 inches tall.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So yeah, so it's like Black Series, like
Right,
the
exactly right. That's
new Black
exactly
Series.
right.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, in the box that it sits on. So yeah, yeah, these things are badass. So I'm gonna do a really, really cool individual. I'm gonna plaque each one of them with their names on it, and then I'll have like little sand bases,
Yeah.
similar to this, but a little bit more classy. This is
Nice.
what I had, this sitting
Yeah,
on, but I'm gonna make it nicer.
that's really cool.
Isn't that cool? I'm really, really grateful that he reached out to me on these
Yeah.
some pieces.
And then it looks like the little micro, the what are they called, the mini rigs. You got
The
it all
Cap
ready.
2. Yeah, that's the second one is complete. There's a lot of where am I at right here?
Yeah. Can I show your process really quick before
Yeah,
you
yeah,
jump into
yeah,
it?
absolutely, absolutely.
All right, let me bring that up. All right.
Yeah, so Izzy did all the hard work. Let's be real. That all the work that went into this that made it what it is from what Izzy did. He did a fantastic job. And once we got it, I've already put it together right here. And then what I'm doing is puttying all the seams,
Nice.
so you didn't see any of the seams. And that's when I've been sanding it down. Lots of sanding.
Yeah.
And everything is functional, just like the original Cap 2 toy.
That's cool.
The details are amazing. That's a 12-inch figure right there, sitting in there.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's when I had already started. And it's crazy because the arms are adjustable, so I can set it up just with the three arms, and it stands.
Just
Like,
stands.
yeah. And one of the most amazing, that's just primer with all that work done. One of the most amazing things, and he had to go through almost three of them, but he got some clear resin and 3D printed the dome. And after there was the third one was a charm. That's getting it all painted up. And you could see it has a little bit of gloss to it. I painted a matte flat clear.
Oh, there's the little one and the big
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Nice. Jeez.
yeah. That was before I did the matte.
Dang.
Isn't that amazing? It's huge, dude.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he did a great job on those. So okay, so then which one's next
What's that?
of the mini rigs? Is there, are you
Oh,
already?
oh, yeah, 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 yeah. So the next one that we're doing, it's the little tank. It's the ML3, I believe it's called.
No, three.
Uh,
Let me pull it up and see if I can
yeah,
find it.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I found it real quick. Oh, like the snow one, like
Yeah, it's a little tank. He's already got it ready to go. He's already got it all drawn up in the computer. He's just,
this one.
yep, that's it. The MLC, yeah. It's funny, you can just imagine the toy people. Well, let's call this one the MLC dash.
Yeah,
This one will be the Cap 2, whatever.
mobile laser cannon. That's funny.
Yeah. Thank you,
That's
Janine.
cool.
Thank you, Janine. Appreciate that. All you guys, thanks. But yeah, it's just, those little things, man, they're just the bigger you go with these, the more attention to detail there
Mhm.
is, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
the smaller it is, you can get away with certain things, but as you go bigger, it's harder and harder. I've noticed that on the probe droid. That's why the life size probe droid, there's a
yeah,
lot more details.
yeah.
So,
Well,
but
man, I mean, all this making and stuff, it's crazy to see all the stuff that went into actually make. I mean, obviously these are the Kenner things, but
Hmm.
you've been watching these documentaries, Michael.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
so I love the fact that there's two that are kind of going on at the same time.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't know how many out there have Vice.
Yeah.
Vice.
So so Vice technically is free if you with your cable provider. So just you download the app and then you can watch them on there. Or Vice will give you I think 4 tokens so you can watch basically 2 episodes.
Yep.
But it's a must. Like you got to watch it. It's called oh I had it already top of mind.
Oh, I know. Don't ask me either.
Well, the one on Disney Plus is obviously called Light and Magic, right?
Mhm.
And I'm sure a lot of people have already seen that. The one in Vice is called Icons Unearthed. Icons Unearthed, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. Unearthed. Yeah, that's right.
but it's great to see kind of a little bit of a contrast. Like I mean, not you're kind of seeing two stories told the same story, but kind of from two different points of view a little bit, right?
Yes, exactly.
Right, because the
Yeah,
Vice one, you're getting Marsha Lucas. You're getting a
which
lot.
is you've never really heard her talk. Very
Right.
rare.
It's crazy. And
I
especially
know.
like which I mean, because she's like, I had this idea and I did this and I did that.
You
And the
never
fact
knew about Obi-Wan's the story of
right. And so then I've been hearing that I guess it's on purpose that George Lucas like purposely try to remove her from all of that and not kind of not give her credit, which is kind
man.
of crazy because even on the Disney Plus one, they only mention her like once for like 2 seconds and it's like, oh,
Mhm.
she's the editor and she walked in and said, whatever. But no, she was like the editor. Like she
Majorly
made it.
involved.
Yeah.
Majorly involved.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, and man, there's a lot of things I want to talk to
Yeah,
everybody about that and get their everybody's feedback because
yeah,
you know the one thing I will tell you when it's about the light and magic is what I appreciated coming from Disney.
hmm
That I mean, you saw who directed it, right? Who did the interviewing and stuff was the writer that wrote Empire Strikes Back and
okay.
whatnot. So
I
so
didn't
it,
pay attention to that. Really?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yep, yep. So, but one of the things that I really appreciated from it is it wasn't one sided. You could
Mm,
hear both points of view. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So, um, my dog's trying to get it. Charlie, stop. But I was going to tell you, there's something about my favorite episodes were the first two,
Yep.
obviously, because it's you're seeing how it all started, and we've all seen. I mean, how many documentaries are out there of Star Wars? But
Yeah.
the Vice one, I was just overwhelmed with. They really put things in perspective of like Gary Kurtz and
Yeah.
he's kind of made to look like the fool. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you don't realize it. But then also, guys, I mean, look, business is business, right? And nothing's going to ever change that. The reason that that me and Gabe are talking and you guys are spending your Saturday night with us is because of George Lucas, right?
No.
But let's be real. If Dykstra wasn't around at the beginning, we might not be talking right now.
Right.
And he got fucking kicked to the curb.
That's the craziest one. So obviously, like I don't know if everyone's watched it, but we're gonna be talking about it. So hopefully, there's
Yes.
no spoilers here. But I
No.
mean, it's kind of known. It's been known, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't know that, right? Like so, I
Mhm.
knew Dextra was really involved, and he was I didn't know he was like the person like in charge and created that technology and pretty much he himself changed the way movies
Yeah.
would be
And
made.
he put together the dream team.
Yeah,
Dennis Murin,
yeah,
you know, our boy Tippett. I mean,
yeah,
all these guys. I mean, Lauren Peterson.
yeah,
But when I heard them talking in the documentary, and again,
mhm,
it's not really a spoiler, but if you
yeah,
haven't seen it, close your ears. But when I can't remember if it was I can't remember which if it was Richard Edlund or Lauren Peterson. One of them went upstairs, and Lucas and Dykstra were in the office, like screaming, going at
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and you just knew Lucas doesn't take shit. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So,
But
but he
that
was vulnerable back then
right,
too. You know?
and that's why I like the Vice one. Like I because I think the Light and Magic one is kind of romanticizing the
Yeah,
process, right? And
yeah,
romanticizing,
yeah,
the ILM and all that, which is absolutely that's what needs to happen.
yes,
But I like the fact that the Vice one is kind of giving you the struggle, right? From the beginning, and then pretty much making it seem so chaotic,
yeah,
like so chaotic to the point where it wasn't going to be made. And we all kind of knew that, right? We all knew that there was budgeting issues and they were down to the wire, but I didn't know it was that bad. Like to the
yeah,
point where like, there's screaming matches and Gary Kurtz is kind of getting, he's the one who gets kind of pinned as the scapegoat for
yeah,
all the budgeting issues and all that stuff. And then the way they make ILM sound on the Vice one is like, oh, they're just playing around, they're just doing their parties and stuff like that.
yeah.
And then on this other one, it's like, yeah, we were doing our parties, but we were getting work done, right?
Yeah, it's like a bunch of '70s hippies, just because they said there was no
Yeah,
time schedule. You didn't have to be in any time. You could come in at 3 and work
yeah,
till 2 or 4, 3 in the morning.
yeah,
And everybody kind of just did their thing. I think things were a little bit more laid back,
yeah.
but people put in their hours there, right, and their
Yeah.
time. So
No, and for me, what's been the coolest thing about this whole thing is kind of seeing like putting faces to these names because like to be honest, yeah, you hear about these people and certain like Dennis Muir and Philip Tippett, John Burke, like you know what they look like just because they're usually kind of in front of the camera when they're interviewing,
yeah,
but just to see some of these other faces, right, like
yeah,
just to kind of put them together has
mhm.
been awesome for me because
Yes,
it gives me a
yeah.
new appreciation for
Shit.
all of that,
I'll tell you what, I was like, you can just imagine with my love for studio scale and those are my heroes, those behind the scenes guys. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? And I just, seeing there's a lot of footage that it wasn't ever shown before,
yeah,
trust me. So just seeing some of these things, uh, it was amazing. But
yeah,
but yeah, Dykstra, dude, man, it's crazy, how they put all this together, and then
yeah,
little by little, he would call the certain phone calls would come in for the people that you know Lucas wanted to move.
yeah,
So, do you guys think that have seen this with when it comes to Dykstra? And Gabe, my question:
yeah.
do you think, first off, right after Star Wars hit, we had the ILM guys kind of
Mhm.
twiddling their thumbs, and they
Right.
didn't know if. And we've had a lot of industry guests on our show that John, right? John Eblin. Was it
Yeah,
John
yeah,
Eblin that we had?
yeah,
And he was talking about the struggles of on off at ILM.
right. These periods in between.
It's not like
Yeah,
it's a they're in and out with those
yeah.
jobs. And so Dykstra took this he got hired on to do badass
Battlestar. Yeah,
Battlestar Galactica.
yeah. I saw
And
that. I was like,
yeah,
that's cool. I didn't know that.
yeah. And then what's crazy, it's like I think there was a little bit of animosity and
Mm.
jealousy with Lucas because I think they just rented the equipment.
Yeah,
But I think Lucas, and look, we're just talking. I don't know the
of
facts.
course. Yeah,
So because we know George pops in and watches our show every once in a while. So I don't want him thinking that I know it all because I don't. But the bottom line is you know, he's kind of painted to be a dick, in this thing. And
on the Vice one, I think it is. He is.
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
and look, the guy's got a lot of responsibility, and it's crazy how he talks about. Why don't you think about it? Just look at it. How he
Yeah,
comes off to tell people, and he's got like that. He like
but
mind trick with these guys.
that's why that Vice one's really important because you do see kind of this sense of like I want to do it myself, and they kind of go back to like the his dad, right? His dad telling him, "You got to just do it yourself. You got to like have your own business. You got to,
Yes,
you
yeah,
know." And I think that kind of lens, to see George Lucas through that lens, kind of paints him as almost like a bad guy because
yeah,
he has to be kind of the jerk about
Yeah,
it.
that's what I'm saying. This is business, and this is
And I
his
think
baby.
and I think because of that, because it was his baby and because he wanted all this recognition, and then all of a sudden Dykstra got the Oscar and he didn't, right? He lost it to Woody Allen. I think that also could have put a little wedge in there, like, hey man, like you got an Oscar for Star Wars, but George Lucas should have been the one getting the Oscar, right? And I think,
Yeah.
I mean, this is just again
Oh, for sure.
my personal, view on it. I think the way you can tell that George Lucas wanted to be recognized, like, as far as like that movie, there might have been some jealousy. And the reason why I say that is because in the Disney Plus version, remember when they win the medal, the Congressional Medal of Science or
Yep.
whatever that
Yep.
George Bush gives them? He talks, they talk about that he was very proud that his company received such high honor. So I think he always kind of wants that,
Yeah.
that validation. It's almost like, and I don't want to get too into psychology, but it's almost like his dad's validation is
Yeah.
actually like the public validation. He kind
Yeah.
of took that as like, you know
Yeah.
he wants to make his dad proud.
Yeah. For sure, and that's pretty cool too. I don't know how long if his dad was around when he did Star Wars.
I
Was he
think he
around?
was. I think he was at least at Star Wars, because I think he goes
Good.
back and I think they mentioned something about him
Okay.
talking about it.
Yeah.
Um, but that, I mean, you know what? The one piece that is missing out of all of this, they talk about it in Vice a little bit about him keeping the rights to merchandise.
Yeah. They
I
didn't go
wish,
into that too
I
much.
wish the Vice they would have at least have one little episode in there, a little like half of an episode, 10 minutes
Yeah.
on the Kenner line and how, I mean, because that's revolutionary. Like
Yes.
that right there, he revolutionized the toy industry. So I mean, I think that's a miss right
Because
there.
they talked about it pretty good on Toys That Made Us or whatever.
Right, right, right.
Um, yeah. So it's kind of funny, and I say this respectfully because hell, George didn't have him press charges, and or I didn't, you know what I mean. So he's got to be kind of cool, right? But seriously, I
He's
think
like,
that
think
eh,
about it. Think about it to the door
I know
person. He's like,
exactly.
you don't want to press charge? Think about it. Just think about it. That's what.
That's fucking funny. That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
You're like, oh, the door guy doesn't want to press charges on this kid breaking in. Well,
uh,
just think about it.
think
Just,
about it. That's
yeah.
hilarious. So the first time that anything's in my mind is painted, well, there's quite a few, but I mean that I can remember because I always look at George Lucas, and I always will, as an unbelievable genius that has changed our world.
Yeah.
Period. And it's for the good. It wasn't ever for the bad.
Yeah.
There's so many people like us that it's just kind of weird. I look at my life, guys, and I like all of us, we live and breathe Star Wars. I mean, it's all and like, come on, dude, I'm 52 years old, and I'm not slowing down. And it's like I feel sorry for all those. I know me and Gabe have talked about this, but I can't believe, what the impact that George Lucas has had on us. And
Yeah.
obviously it was a team of unbelievable people. And I just all these new episodes, all these new shows that come out, guys, I look at them and I'll watch them, but I don't like when I watch like Force Awakens and all that stuff. I don't think that's how Luke Skywalker is. I always just remember the vintage days, right?
Yeah. Hey,
And
Michael.
yes.
Oh,
Uh,
sorry.
oh,
Michael
hey,
Planted.
Michael Planty. Man, I
Yeah.
was thinking about you, Michael, today. Actually, I can't wait to show you what's coming in real soon. You're going to really appreciate it. But anyways,
So that's the other thing about it. And now I kept on thinking about you because obviously, the first couple episodes on both
yeah,
of them, right? They're
yeah,
going into the model shop. They're talking
mhm,
about kit bat. The Vice one did a great job about talking
yes,
about that, right? About kit
yes,
bashing and how
yeah,
they're buying it by the pound at one point.
yeah,
So I think that was really cool to see the shot, how they explained, the first shot. Remember
yeah.
on the Vice
How
one
they
where they're like,
reversed it.
how, yeah, they reversed it, and he's like,
Mhm.
okay, instead let's just put a bunch of the modelers to really like dress up the bottom. And then the way they did it, I was like, that is amazing, because I don't think I've seen that in any documentary before.
So hey, look. I've got, I don't know where it is if I have one in here, but I have always have them everywhere. Yeah, look, super glue.
Oh yeah,
If you
that
want to
was
think about super glue, everybody that's watching this knows what super glue is. I think pretty much Lauren Peterson came up with super glue. You know what I mean?
yeah.
He should be a bill. He should have much money in the bank as George Lucas. And
Right.
then I'm talking.
What was the brand of super glue that
I
they made?
forget. I forget. But man, that dude is a genius. I mean, did you hear how they did the tauntaun? And I mean, they brought in maggots and let the maggots eat at
Yes.
the shit. I mean, my wife's watching this with me and thinking, "What in what is this?" You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I had to rewind that part. I was like, wait a second. So wait, the tauntaun, it's like real fur, and then wait, did they take like a baby,
Yeah, exactly.
like a baby deer, or what was it? Like
Yes. Yeah. That. Yeah. It's weird. The fetus
I was
stuff.
like,
Yeah.
holy crap! Like what
Yeah.
they did. Like I mean, and that's the magic part of it, right? That they were inventing all this stuff from the way to film it to building these things to I mean
Yeah.
everything. They literally created I mean movie magic, right? I
Yeah.
mean
It's
it's
unbelievable.
crazy. And then obviously like going forward kind of on the Disney one, once they start, showing kind of the progression, right? Like they go into, Empire Strikes Back and, that whole, progress. But the fact of the like when digital came out, and I might be jumping a little too
Yeah.
fast, but I think that was probably the most impactful, like kind of touching part, right?
Yeah.
Especially, you're following, Phil Tippett, right? For our collection stuff. I think, Phil Tippett is one of
Mhm.
those, icons, right? With
Yeah.
collectibles, because a lot of the stuff we collect, he made these creatures and these things. Um, but to see that he was suffering with mental health, right?
Yeah.
That he was bipolar, that he was suffering through anxiety, and he was saying that making these props
Kept
saved
him
his
alive.
life.
Saved his
Yeah,
life. Yeah.
like it just it you always think of Phil Tippett as this grumpy, grouchy, kind of just
Just
mean
because
old
he looks it, but he isn't.
right. And then all of a sudden
We'll
it
have
kind of
him on the show. We'll have him on the show.
right, and then it just flips it on us, and it's like, oh my god, like that's this guy was amazing. What he
Yeah.
went through to to overcome it and what he achieved. And
Yeah.
then they hit you with that episode where they're like, and then he was working on Jurassic Park, and then they figured out how to do the dinosaur in the computer, and he
Mhm.
was just like devastated. Did you remember that? Well, there's a line that he tells Steven Spielberg, and he's like, "Yeah, I feel like extinct," and
Yeah.
he's like, "I love that line. I'm going to use it in the movie." But
That's
basically,
cool.
that's what happened, right? As soon
Yeah.
as they figured out how to digitize that, I mean,
Yeah.
that model making, the physical thing kind of started going extinct. And they even said that 4 months later, they're having those conversations where they're kind of letting people go or
Yeah.
switching them over to digital. That was like heartbreaking,
Yeah.
after watching
Yeah.
all that and ILM and how it grew.
Yeah.
Just see that. It's like, man. So I'm happy to see like Favreau and Filoni and these kind of
Yes.
these new guys going kind of back to these practical effects and then
Yeah.
mixing it with just
Yeah.
because that it does there's a different feel to seeing the real things, right?
Even though it's like 3D prints and they 3D printed those ships. those
I,
aren't real kit bash
well,
things.
no, I mean, yeah, no, but
But
again, that's the progression, right? That's
yeah.
you're using technology to make everything easier, just like super glue,
Yeah.
right? I mean, 3D printing is the new super glue. It's
Yeah.
like, why would you do everything from scratch when you could literally just go and 3D print it
For
and have the
sure.
exact same part, right?
That's why I think I'm on such a mission with these, people out there, these that love studio scale models,
Yeah,
and I really feel like we're the ones that are keeping it alive. Kurt,
yeah,
I talked to him about a week and a half ago, and now I understand everything that he was doing, and
yeah.
everything that what he wanted, and it's so cool that our generations now will be able to, it'll keep getting
Well,
passed down. Hey, Brad,
well,
but yeah,
Michael,
it'll be
I mean, and not to obviously, yeah, Kurt and all these guys, but I mean, what we're doing, right?
Yeah,
We're trying to kind of give a platform to these, practical,
yeah,
models and studio skill stuff, and hopefully we can get more people to kind of immoralize. Is that the
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Moralized. Yeah, yeah, and
right.
our
They're story and having them
archiving.
on collection wars and
Yep.
talking about cool things like this, like
Yeah.
you know,
That's my favorite thing of what we do is besides hanging out with these every single Saturday, all these badass people that are with
yeah,
us right now. But but archiving these industry guests that's always going to be there, those people that have been on our show that haven't had the chance or are ever going to have the chance
yeah,
to be on some of these shows that like Light and Magic.
yeah.
Hopefully we're giving them justice.
You know what else too? Like I was showing my wife, and I don't remember if it was on the Vice one or the Disney Plus one, but they showed Phil working on the Tauntaun that Regal Robot put out, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
maquette.
I
And
was
they,
freaking out because they showed the other one, this one here.
yeah, that's the one. That's
Yeah,
the one I'm
yeah, with
talking
the
about.
rider. But
Yeah,
this
this.
had the had
Oh
the
no,
rider.
you mean the
Yeah,
writer? Yeah, yeah,
they showed him. Yeah, you're right. He was actually sculpting this one,
right.
but there was another one with the rider, and those are really rare photographs
Yeah,
with this one. It's very rare.
yeah.
But
So
that
like
was
it,
cool.
it just gave me more appreciation to some of these like maquettes that that we have, just
Yeah.
because it's like, man, I got to see that. It's like literally I already knew it was a piece of history, but now even more it like
Mhm.
solidified it. Like, yes, that Tauntaun is a piece of history. Like it's a
No
direct
doubt.
casting from that we just saw. Even the chess set, like now, at the chess set, I'm like, I'm not fully like in love with these characters. They just don't hit it. But after watching that,
I was gonna say, I bet it made you glad that you have them right.
it gave me a new sense of like pride to be like, man, that's so cool that I have that. And especially the autographs, right? I got John Berg, Phil Tippett, and Dennis Muren on that plaque, and I'm like, man, like I again, I have this whole new respect and appreciation for those guys.
Yeah, for sure.
And I can't wait to see the rest of that Vice one. Right, every Tuesday I'm like,
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, they've done two of the Star Wars, right, and then one of the Empire. Correct.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
What's he asking you, Gabe?
Let's see. Okay, speaking of people who are in the limelight, who's the extra signature you have for Salacious Crumb? So actually, that's an ex ILMer. So
Yeah, this is cool.
yeah. So and Kirk. So this one's Kirk Thatcher, and Kirk Thatcher worked, and he was the youngest ILMer, and he worked on Return of the Jedi. And in fact, you could see him on the Disney documentary for a brief second. So yeah, so this is Kurt Thatcher, and then obviously the plaque, Tony McVeigh and Tim Rose. But yeah, I mean, even that, right? Even the fact that we get to say that we know, like Kurt
These guys.
Thatcher and
Yeah,
John Eblin, and like
yeah,
it's really cool. It's like,
yeah. They're good people.
yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of them, right?
yeah,
A lot of them. Yeah, and what was really cool too is when they were showing Gabe on
hmm
I think it was the second to the last episode on the Disney, the gentleman that we had on our show that
hmm
did the imaging with the Return of the Jedi, the ships
yeah,
coming. What was his name? I can't remember. We've had so many of them.
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? What's
Wait,
it?
the
The guy that did the placements
oh,
just went blank on his name.
oh my gosh, me
He,
too.
he won awards and stuff,
I
right?
know, right?
Was he on there? I think he talked a little bit. I can't remember.
Um, hold on, let me. All right, I got to pull it up. But
Yeah,
wait, just Janine, it's your birthday.
yeah, I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know it's Janine's birthday.
I didn't
Happy
either.
birthday, Janine! Yeah, everybody, help us wish Janine a very happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Janine. That's
That's
cool. I didn't
really
know that.
cool.
How old are you, Janine? You got
Yeah, Michael, you
I
can't.
know. That's great.
Um, it was. Let me pull it up. How can we not remember this? Um,
That's cool. Yeah, I was looking at. I was watching last night because I was
Bill,
curious.
Bill Kimberlin.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, he's an ILM special effects editor.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
that would have been a cool one to. We should have asked him about Marcia and like. Although I don't think she was around by the time Jedi came around.
No,
Yeah.
but man, I'll tell you what. Marsha keeps it real. You know, I think she kept Lucas sane
No.
from losing. Speaking of the ILM and everything, everybody knows that we were showing Jeff Sage,
Hmm.
Star Wars addict. We were showing
Yeah,
his awesome photographs, and when the Death Star, all the ILMers signature,
I was gonna say.
yeah. So it came in today. I just freaking got it. I've been working. I've had the mats done for a while, but check it out, guys. It's Ariel, right? Ariel did the plaque for me. Man, that guy's on top of it. Man, I had that thing like Monday or Tuesday. And then we've got Steve Golly's signature on the top. I think I sent you a video of it, but I'll tell you the having all those signatures and to tell the story real quick. When I met Steve Golly, that picture that's on the top, the 8x10, me and
Mhm.
him were just talking. He's like, "Hey, do you want an autograph?" And I didn't care to have an autograph,
Yeah,
but of course I'm not saying. But holy crap! And this was before I got into studio scale modeling.
yeah,
And ever since then, we kept in touch. And look at what it is. Look, it's got
yeah,
the Death Star in there. It's got the Star Destroyer. You know what I mean? And look, the penmanship it matches that. And then I added Steve's name into the Industrial Light and Magic on the bottom right there. Isn't that
yeah.
awesome?
And look at that. I mean, it's literally all everyone that we've been hearing on all
Oh yeah,
the documentary.
yeah. It's yeah. Richard Edlund's not on there, but uh,
That is so cool.
yeah, man.
I mean, how crazy is that? That from one week to the next, it's like
Oh, isn't that great? And Jeff was
Jeff's like, man, I shouldn't have sold.
yeah, he said, "Hey, if you ever get rid of that, I want first dibs back." And I said, "No
Yeah,
problem." And he did make it clear that, Michael, it's because of you and your wonderful, studio
yeah,
collection, and your appreciation for
yeah,
that side of things that he even considered letting me have it
of course.
at a very expensive. Thanks to all you guys, Marcel and Gabe. No, I'm just kidding, but seriously, it was worth every penny, So
Yeah, no, it's gonna look great once you have it all set up. I mean, that should be one of your centerpieces. I mean,
yeah, oh
you
yeah, oh it will be, it will be. Yeah, all the plaques are being made, and a lot. It's going to happen actually a little bit faster than I thought to complete
yeah,
the structure. Everybody knows the foundation is done for the studio room, but now that I've got the frigate coming, and
yeah,
I've got to have places to put all this stuff. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
and this whole time we've had the Star Destroyer here, it's just been sitting in the shop. I haven't been able to display it the way it properly needs to be displayed.
yeah.
So I'm just waiting for Michael Planty to call me on my shuttle.
Yeah.
He knows what I'm talking about.
And then the other one that's coming in, maybe, possibly, maybe.
Oh, I don't know which one you're talking about.
I don't know. Well, then we'll find out
Yeah,
eventually, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah, yeah. There's some crazy cool stuff coming, but yeah, man, I'm really digging the studio scale stuff.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
I'm telling you, like that just gave me a whole new appreciation for it, and like,
made me feel good, dude. With seeing all that,
yeah,
I got that. Look, there's the frigate.
yeah.
You know. So it's really, really cool.
Um, and it's also cool, yeah, just like the kind of thinking about all the movies that they worked on, right? Like, cause yeah, you think ILM, you immediately it's like Star Wars, maybe
Mhm.
Jurassic Park, like you kind of associate them, but Back to the Future, Roger
Mhm.
Rabbit, these huge movies that were groundbreaking.
Terminator, yeah,
Terminator, yeah.
yeah,
So
Titanic.
it's been really cool to,
Yeah, like the Raiders of the Lost Ark. How they went into that.
yeah, yeah.
You know.
And it's funny to see Steven Spielberg, like in the Disney one. It's
Yeah,
funny to see Steven Spielberg. He's so kind of nerdy and geeky.
yeah. Oh,
He's
he
just like
is.
very like, yeah, and he just like geeks out over
Yeah,
everything.
can you imagine? going to, and doing that, seeing these people. I always look at Lucas, and his experience is different than ours, obviously. But
Mhm.
man, to go into the shop and point at the Star Destroyer or the Death Star being built or these
Yeah.
big old things. Oh yeah, yeah, maybe look at doing that. Okay, and moving on. Just seeing all this stuff. Or Spielberg going in to Stan Winston Studios and seeing this life size freaking Tyrannosaurus
You're
Rex.
right.
You know,
Yeah.
that's just cool. Or Terminator shit. I just can't
Right.
imagine.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely been. I mean, it's a great documentary for anyone who hasn't seen it. Like, you have to binge watch it. Just sit there and just
It's worth it.
yeah, it's 6 episodes. They're about what 40 something minutes each.
Yeah, some of them are even longer than that.
Yeah.
Brad, Matt, I don't think so. Yeah, no, Matt. That's exactly. You're gonna have a bunch of people running around and now have a nervous freaking breakdown.
It's
Yeah,
yeah, oh yeah, on the Disney Plus one, yeah, and then especially because you'll show him kind of as his younger self, and then
yeah,
they'll cut to him as his like old self now.
yeah.
Oh yeah, he really did age. But I mean, yeah, he's what 70 something, right?
He's so yeah. He's God. Isn't he? Is he like?
I think he's like 70s, right? 70 something.
God, I think he's older than that.
Yeah, let me look. Uh,
Isn't he 79 or no?
maybe. Born 1944, so 78 years old.
Yeah,
He's gonna be 80 pretty soon.
yeah. That's crazy.
Holy moly! Yeah,
Yeah, isn't that unbelievable?
that is crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, time goes by fast, man. I'll tell you.
yeah. I
Seems
mean,
like the older you get, the faster it goes.
well, that was one of the like he was very upfront about why, right? Like in the documentary, why he sold to Disney, right? He was like, and I don't remember which one. I think it was obviously I had to have been the Disney one, right? But um, he's like, yeah, I was 70 years old. I'm not getting any younger, and
Yeah. Who else is going to take it over from me
yeah.
here when I go? Right.
Also, the other interesting thing is seeing how Kathleen Kennedy kind of falls into this whole equation, right? Because you see
Yeah.
her pretty young. She looks really young, like at
Yeah. And
first,
ET, they're in ET and stuff.
and
Raiders Lost Ark.
she's this high exec, and which is I mean, it's rare, right? Even just for the times, right? I mean, it's a known fact, historically here in the United States. I mean, women, especially like in the 60s, 70s, I mean, even 80s, even now, right, haven't been able to kind of break through the glass ceiling in a lot of these corporations. And
Yeah.
seeing her as a young woman, kind
Yeah.
of being up there, she was the
She
boss.
earned, I know a lot of people can't stand her,
Yeah,
but I know that she earned her right. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
And you think about if Lucas, it's kind of a weird thing. I was reading this the other day because everybody knows that about me wanting to do a sequel to ET and me writing a script and everything. And the reason that that Spielberg didn't want to do another ET is
mhm,
because he didn't want to ruin it. And that's exactly what's happened to Star Wars, right? They've
yeah,
taken Star Wars and done all kinds of other crazy stuff. So he wanted to keep that originality, to it.
yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's
Yeah.
it's
Stuart's asking if you have the two big ILM copy tape. I just ordered one of them today. I found one today, super cheap on Amazon. Um, check this out. I'm gonna pull it up really quick.
oh wow, badass.
I've never heard of them. I've never heard of these books, and then I can't. Oh no, I'm sorry. It wasn't the ILM. It's the Archives book. I'd never seen this book. I was like, I gotta get it. Have you seen this? Do you have this book, Michael?
I do not
The Star Wars Archives.
know, but I have that poster.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's the scene that we had.
Yeah, the guy that did our was on our show did that edit. But
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah. I can't wait to get it.
You found it? No, you got it.
I got this one. I got that one, not the ILM ones.
Yeah, the golly, let me know when it comes in.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
much was the book? Do you mind me asking?
$20 because
20.
it was a used. It was like a used book on Amazon.
Yeah, yeah, that's all right. Though.
Yeah,
Huh.
that's cool. Um, but yeah, no, again, it's really cool to kind of see it all wrap up too with Disney with the Mando, right? Kind of showing how they keep on just
Hmm.
pushing the boundaries and pushing
Yeah.
the technology.
Yep.
And also, I mean, it's already known and everyone knew that ILM and George Lucas created Pixar, which
Yeah.
is kind of another cool like if you think about it. So like Disney buys you know Lucasfilm, but then also buys Pixar because Lucasfilm sold Pixar to
Yeah.
Apple, right, to Steve Jobs, and then Steve
Yeah.
Jobs sold it to Disney. But then now it's just all back together, right?
That all happens,
They
right?
own 20th Century Fox as well, so it's kind of like they own kind of all everything that George Lucas pretty much
Man,
created.
did you see some of those respectfully nerd ass computer dudes at the beginning? They would go, that one guy's got his hair parted this way, and he was a freaking computer nerd ball, dude. I mean, he played the role. Hey, I know. I was telling Denise, damn, that girl's gorgeous. That one that Lucas hired, she's an older lady, beautiful
Oh, the
lady.
one that was his assist, like the assistant,
Yes,
the
Dykstra's assistant.
executive assistant.
Yeah, I mean, she's gorgeous today, I think.
Yeah,
Still,
and she keeping everyone keeping everyone in check.
yeah, and
She's like, yeah, I had to follow pretty much Dijkstra around to make sure everything was
yeah,
going to plan.
yeah, dude, it's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, I look forward to hopefully meeting him one day. That's one of my main goals.
Scott says, bros.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man. Anyways, definitely watch it. And then again, if people haven't started watching the Vice one, definitely recommend watching it and
yeah,
catching up with it.
for sure.
Yeah, it's only on the just finished what the second episode, third episode.
Third,
Yeah.
yep. Yeah, but hey, I didn't finish saying this, but I was talking about George Lucas and my thoughts of how he makes himself out there. What's that?
No, it's Sean's comment.
I'll tell you what. I'm a married man, Sean. Come on now. Um, dang, she's that girl all day. I'm just saying, but the I am your father.
Oh yeah,
I mean, that really portrays. First off, that's the first time I ever knew that there was a lot of issues in Return of the Jedi.
yeah.
That there was a lot of unhappy people with what was going on with Return of the Jedi, and that's what I respect about what we just saw in Light and Magic.
Hmm.
Is they were very clear to say that Return of the Jedi was not a fun movie to make,
Yeah.
and that it was more corporate.
Hmm.
And I've heard that before. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And you know who would be? I guess I don't know if he would know, but to talk to Bill George about it, the model maker, Bill George. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he says, yeah, me too. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just sad to kind of see that.
You know, Matt, I've heard about it before in another episode that I watched, but that one little part after you texted me today and told me about how you felt sorry for Phil, I missed that. I was telling Gabe I fell asleep in that last episode of that part, and but yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
But look at Phil, man. He's still working. He's still in the industry, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I think he knows how much he's respected in this world and in the community,
Yeah.
you know. So, and it's cool. You got people like Regal Robot and stuff, keeping the legacy rolling.
Yeah. No, and especially, I mean, again, the contribution that he's made, right, to just popular culture, it's crazy. All
Dude,
these,
he's done a lot of shit, man. He's portrayed, actors in the cantina and
yeah,
several, you
yeah.
know.
He did all the RoboCop stuff, right?
Yeah, I would have loved to hang out with Phil or Lauren Peterson or these guys on a late, Thursday evening at 2 in the morning while he's working on a TIE fighter and shit. Dude, because I don't have their talent, but just to hang around and see that how they do things, and they were just, a lot of them weren't even model makers. They were just there was a special group of people, right, that came in, and somebody said it a minute ago. It was a group of amazing people.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, those definitely good documentaries to watch, guys.
I'm actually tonight. I'm gonna go start watching one and two again.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know what I watched after? So I finished the series today, and then I was like, I feel like watching some Star Wars, and I was like,
Return of the
initially,
Jedi.
I was gonna watch one of the originals, and I was like, yeah, kind of see the stuff that they were talking about, but Rogue One happened to just come like it was the
Yeah,
next,
that like the next thing. Yeah,
and I was like, I'm gonna watch Rogue One, and I every time I watch that movie, I'm like, it's so freaking good.
yeah,
That movie is so good.
yeah,
I mean, even just the ending, like it
yeah,
makes me like emotional, right? You see them
yeah,
like in the Death Star, and then seeing that scene with Vader, like it
yeah,
just such a good movie. Damn,
yeah. It was what a great director.
yeah. I wish they would. I wish that's the pace that they would have like, or the the style that they should have went with like throughout the whole sequel. But yeah, we won't get into sequel because we got Matt's collection on here, and
Oh God, damn.
he's
Me and
gonna
him have been getting along really good the last
he's gonna
month or
get
so.
upset when we bring up the Last Jedi. So
Yeah, I know.
we don't want to open up a can of worms.
Yeah, I know exactly. He's just getting
But
settled in Florida.
we agree that Rogue One is so great. So
Yes, yes. It's okay, guys.
yeah,
That's
kind of.
funny. That's funny. So have you? I know you've been pretty busy. That's funny. Did you have you had any little projects you've been working on or anything?
I um I I set up. I don't know if I could show you guys. My camera might go out if I show you, but so if it does, just
We'll
I'll
see in a
bring
minute.
I'll bring you guys back in a little bit. Yeah, let me see if I can. Okay,
Oh, that looks really good how you did that.
so I put all the Look at C-3PO's got the Indiana Jones hat on. But yeah, see how I did the chess set on that corner.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I forgot. I don't think I ever showed this on the show. I have a
Man, those look really good in the black background with all the colors.
yeah. That's kind of what I wanted. I wanted it to like kind of really highlight that.
Yeah, it
Uh,
looks really good. How did you do the shelf? Did you make the shelving and paint them?
they're just it's some Amazon shelves that they sold and pretty cheap. They're like $25. So I got
Man, I
two of
wish
them.
you could show up close.
I'll try, but I totally
Okay.
forgot I had this. This is an original penciled storyboard drawing.
Who did that drawing? Is that a Joe Johnston drawing, or you don't know?
It is a uh, um,
Joe Johnston?
I don't know. It's from the prop store. I'm trying to see if it says who.
You bought it from the prop store during the auction, or what?
Look at the old. This is the old style. Remember I told you my uncle?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he gave me. I don't know who made this. I wish I
So he
had.
gave that to you, huh?
But look at it. It has like the fingerprint, like a dirty fingerprint on there, and then it's like cut out, like the scene. It's like just glued on
Oh,
there
from what movie,
from Empire.
dude? It's probably Joe Johnston.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, from Star
Man,
Wars Empire Strikes Back.
but it doesn't say who did the
It doesn't
sketch.
say who did it. I'll ask my uncle and see if he
How long
knows.
have you had that?
A couple years,
Yeah,
but he had it. He's had it. I mean,
yeah,
these are this is the old school, prop store from London
yeah.
certificate. So
I would love to have
he's
that.
probably had it since like
I
the
love that piece.
early 2000. But yeah, so it describes the scene. So it's the exit from Bespin, right? So it says exit Cloud's Bespin, the Falcon, and the TIE fighter shooting at it. But yeah, but it's not a copy. This is an actual like
Right.
pen and pencil like drawing of it. So it's an original storyboard. Like you could even see the whiteout on part of it.
Yeah, that's so cool. That's a beautiful piece. Did you
Yeah,
do? I guess it came that way when they
yeah,
bought it.
it came kind of like with the frame. Like,
Very nice.
you know, my when my uncle's like, he's like, I'm gonna give you this. Like these
What a
things go,
cool
they
dude.
go for a couple thousand now because you
Yeah,
know because they're the original, like they're the actual pencil. Because you
for
can find a
sure.
lot of them that are just photocopies, right? Because they made a bunch of
Yeah.
that one's an actual real sketch. So
Yeah, I was telling Denise when we were watching that show and Joe Johnston was talking and he was standing in that room
mhm.
with all those storyboards on the walls,
Yeah,
right? And I'm like, babe, just one of those pieces of paper to have is
yeah,
thousands of dollars.
yeah. Now that you mentioned, now I gotta do the research. I gotta see because
I'll bet
obviously,
you I
so
bet
it's,
it's Joe Johnston.
I mean, it kind of has to be, right? I mean, because
Yeah.
there's, I mean, unless a bunch of people were doing the story, like different storyboards, but
That
I'm gonna,
means just to kind of put it in perspective that George Lucas saw that deal and was like,
yeah,
tough
yeah,
on it.
yeah, because it's again, it's the actual pen. Yeah, like he's like I said, you could see someone's fingerprint on there. You could see like maybe coffee stains or something. You could see the pinholes, like so it actually was on the board because you could
Oh,
see.
it's got pinholes in it. Oh, that's badass. We lost Gabe. Let's see here. That's not right for people to do. Oh, what I missed all that. What y'all are talking about? Brad. What were y'all talking about?
My bad,
Oh, okay.
I accidentally jumped off.
No, you're cool. All
It's like,
those.
but yeah, like you could see the pinholes. You see it. You could see tape.
Oh yeah, that's so cool.
See the tape, and then you could see the pinholes. Look, and there's multiple pinholes, meaning somebody took it off and then repositioned it at one point. See them?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, gotcha. God dang it, Matt! What are you doing to the viewers, man? I
Well,
thought I think it's getting ready to flare up again, Matt. I think he's talking about Phantom Menace, dude. And it's,
well, although that was interesting how they were talking about how they did the digital on Phantom Menace, how like he could take out a whole actor and just like reposition him like with a different scene. I was
yeah,
like, dude, that's amazing that they did that. And then the
yeah,
fact that he changed, like he did it all digital, where he did it like 24 frames right per second.
yeah, yeah,
Whole like industry was just like hating on him.
yeah. That's funny.
Yeah. Well, I remember. So I that was around the time I worked at a movie theater. I was a manager at this movie theater right at a during high school and then right out of high school. So I got to see episode 1, 2, and 3 while I was working at the movie theater. And I remember for episode 3, the theater that I worked at got their first digital projector. You know how they're talking about the digital projectors?
Hmm.
And I remember it was a big deal because as managers, we had to know how to string up the 35 millimeters, right? Just in case
Yeah,
like someone called, like one of the projectionists called out, or let's say a movie, we called it like it did the popcorn burn,
yeah,
like
yeah.
you know when it gets
Oh
stuck and
yeah, yep.
it like burns. So we'd have to like run up there, go and splice it together and put it back in and like fix it. So like I
Mhm.
had to do that, and I knew how to like work all the old machines. And then we got that digital one, and I go up there and I ask the projectionist, I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, wait, you download, they send you the film, you have to download it. Wait, what? He's like, and it takes like 12 hours to do. I was like, wait, so we have to be here the night before, like, and then just what, spend the night waiting for it to download to make sure, like, it was just like chaotic when it first came out.
So since we're talking about digital, this is the part where I was going to take a break and let you talk there. But no, I'm just kidding. The digital, there's nothing wrong. I think digital's absolutely amazing. We're spoiled on it actually now.
Yeah.
But let's look at the practical effect of Yoda in Empire Strikes Back.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, and I know Yoda's not your biggest fan, but I know that you've got a little bit more respect now for some reason in the last week or so. No, but that is absolutely, out of all of the Star Wars, it's my favorite time is when Luke and Yoda are just chilling on Dagobah. It's
Mhm.
dark and blue and the sound of the rain, and I love it there, man. I could live there.
No.
That's what I dream heaven's about. Just kidding, Denise. Just kidding. But I just it's
I I love this story too, Marcel. I got a kick out of it. How they you remember how they were talking about how Ralph McQuarrie's clouds just look like cauliflowers.
yeah,
But he didn't want. He was like, I don't want to offend him. Like he's the
yeah,
great Ralph McQuarrie. Like so he was like, let me handle him. So then he ended up doing him. That was an awesome story.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, that's another thing. Seeing how they did those mats in there and how he was sliding them out. I bet Marcel was getting a kick out of that. But it's cool. They put them in and they pull it out, and you'd see all
Yeah.
that, and they
There
put
was
it
there
in.
was one part where he couldn't put it back in. I was like, oh, like I like yeah, like it like scared me. Like, oh shit, they're gonna
Oh,
break.
easy.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, whoa, easy,
That's funny. That's
slow
hilarious.
down. Uh,
Yeah, I wonder. I guess those are in the archives as well, huh? These
yeah,
maps.
they have to. Yeah, I'm sure they have to be.
Yeah, yeah,
That would be kind of those would be kind of cool for some company to go in there and like photograph and then put out prints, like life size prints, like the same size as the matte painting.
yeah. That'd be cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Robin Baccarat. I think she has a mat. I can't remember if it's Robin.
She
Somebody.
has a lot of backgrounds from the Clone Wars, which now are very sought
Yeah,
after. So,
yeah,
yeah, from the cartoon.
yeah. She's been really into the collecting of the props. Of the like the clothes, the outfits, and
Yeah.
you know.
Well, that's the other funny thing is seeing right like seeing Tom on that Vice one. They're just interviewing him, and he's talking about he's wearing his Regal Robot shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah, seeing all the props too, and seeing Gus Lopez on there too.
yeah. That was funny, right?
Yeah,
Is that for you or what? Uh, but yeah, that's crazy though. But yeah, really, it's been a big treat for a lot of us to watch the Light and Magic,
yeah.
and seeing that kind of stuff. You know,
Okay, Albert says they don't really talk about romance amongst the staff, like on young singles. Yeah, I bet. I'm sure there
bro,
there
especially the
was.
first beginning, that
Although
beautiful.
although there wasn't too many females in there, was there? I mean, there's a couple, but
Back
at
then,
least
it didn't matter. I mean, that was the hippie era, dude. They were just whatever.
uh, but yeah, man, no, it's just such a cool seeing it. Seeing that whole the whole thing. I like that story where he says, where George Lucas says, he's like, we were just like down to the wire. We were still like cutting it like the day of the premiere, and then we walk over and we see like a crowd like gathering, and he's like, "What's that for?" And he's like, "They're for Star Wars." And they're like, "Wait, what?" At the Chinese theater.
Hmm.
I was like, "That's cool that he didn't even realize that it was a big hit, and all
Yeah,
because of those two shots, right? Those two
yeah,
shots that ILM put out, right? The
yeah,
escape pod and
yeah.
the turret, right?
Yes, that was really cool seeing that part
Yeah,
and seeing that the different edits that they had in there and stuff. Right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was cool.
No, and how they did that, right? Like how the whatever they that stardust stuff that they put on there that like ignites when when the escape pod goes out.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, Marcel, it's funny because when we were watching, I was like, "Man, was he barefooted?" Because they were all just chilling in the model shop, and
Yeah,
Dykstra was just sitting there. I think maybe those are the little things
yeah,
that really bothered. And again, I don't know, but
yeah,
just on the outside looking in, I think those were some of the things that Lucas was probably bothered about. Like when he came back and they only had 3 shots and
yeah.
they had 6 months left. He was
I think
shaking.
too, after watching this, a lot of those stories that you hear about the models, like the KFC chicken thing, I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, yeah, it's probably true because
Yes.
like now you're watching them, you're like, yeah, they were just trying to make. whatever
whatever.
they could with whatever they had,
Yeah,
So it's
yeah. Making molds, like
yeah,
duplicates. That's just stuff they didn't really know to do. So
yeah.
yeah, that's
Well, I
crazy.
mean, just even that super glue story alone,
I
that's
know.
that's the coolest one.
I know.
They're like,
So
wait, guys, look, just sped up production. But yeah, what else was really cool about that? I'm kind of surprised neither of those really interviewed the actors. I would have expected maybe at least a quick like Mark Hamill cameo or like Billy D. Williams. He's in it, right? And Anthony Daniels is in the Vice one.
yeah,
Yeah, remember he's like, I wasn't going to sign on to
I
this.
didn't even want to do it. I
Yeah,
wasn't getting paid. Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah, and how he got shunned kind of from the spotlight, right? Because
Yeah,
it was just like C-3PO and R2D2, but they didn't kind of include his name and
yeah, yeah, yeah. It kind of bothered him, I think, because he was behind the scenes. It's kind of like Peter Mayhew probably had a lot of the same feelings
yeah,
because he wasn't portraying himself, even though he was.
yeah, yeah. Marcel, I think I agree with that.
Hmm.
I think that's probably the reality, right? Because he wasn't around. He was out
Yeah.
in Tunisia, filming, and he was in Europe, and these guys were just kind of not doing whatever because again they were developing these techniques, they're developing the technology to do
Mhm.
it, and it's like once they had it, then it was like boom, okay, let's just get it done.
Well, this is the fact. Dykstra and them got it done, and they
Yeah,
got it done better than it could have been done. Period.
yeah,
That's why I was a little. You'll bring Gary Kurtz on for part two, but you won't bring Dykstra back. You know what I mean? So I just, but I know they didn't work side by side, and they never did.
yeah,
And look, there's two sides to every story. And Lucas, no matter what, the bottom line is he's the one who put this all together. But everybody needs to understand, and I know all of our viewers do, that it took all of these people that worked in that model shop and at ILM and in the sound department. I mean, just imagine if John Williams never existed. That could
yeah.
have made a difference in Star Wars
That is.
success. You know?
Joel brings up a good point. I've always heard this like story about George Lucas eating a hamburger. Have
Yeah.
you heard that? That he was like eating a hamburger and then that's where he came up with like the design, which is
It,
not true,
it's not true. I heard that too.
right?
That's what I thought. And then you heard the facts,
Yeah.
when they were talking about it. Yeah.
Which is funny that's a rumor that's probably been around for decades,
Yeah.
right? About the hamburger,
Yeah.
and I think it might have been taken out of context because I think he calls it the hamburger. He calls it
Yeah.
in one of the documentaries. I think George Lucas says like kind of looks like a hamburger or something. I think he
Yeah.
brings up hamburger, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was really cool that to see that it was actually dishes, and how he talks about where the cockpit was gonna go.
What's that?
Where he talks about where the cockpit's gonna go.
Yeah, that was pretty
And
damn cool.
front, side. Now let's put it. I don't want it to be like American
Yeah, that
car.
was Joe Johnston.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's awesome. What does Sean say? Do you think that Lucas appreciated the groundbreaking techniques for the Dykstra created, blinded by anger over only having 2, 3 shots? Yeah, for
I
sure.
think so. Yeah,
Yeah, because I don't think because nobody really knew about these shots yet, and
yeah.
how it was going to really turn out. But I think when it all came together and everybody was able to sit down and chill out, I think all that went away. You're right.
But again, watching the Vice one, and you see how Marsha Lucas, last minute was like sitting there editing to give it just more depth and more like action, right? More
Yeah.
drama.
Yeah, they didn't even remember towards the end. They did not even want to.
yeah,
20th
the
Century
trench
Fox. They didn't
run.
even want to shoot the Death Star.
Yeah,
The scene. Can you imagine if it ends when they escaped from the Death Star and it ended like that? That's what 20th Century Fox wanted, and
yeah.
Lucas was like, "Shit," you know what I mean?
And he
But
was
yeah,
probably
Steve,
gonna go for it too, right? He was
yeah,
probably yeah.
yeah,
It's
Steven, you're right. But yeah, Dykstra is just that dude was an amazing, amazing person.
what did surprise me is watching a lot. When I'm looking at these guys, for some reason, like I expected them all to be like really old looking, but a lot of them still like. I mean, they're they're young looking. I mean,
Like
they're
that
still
chick. She looks great.
yes, yes. Like
Right, babe. The girl on Light and Magic, how beautiful she was. She's pretty. I don't even know how old she's. Probably what, 70.
yeah.
She looked damn good.
Marsha made so many essential decisions. Correct. Hold on a second. Yeah, and I mean, again, it sounds like there's some there's some things still going on there with Lucas where he doesn't. And again, I think it goes towards him being able to credit other people like for Star Wars, right? For the success of Star Wars, just like Dykstra, just like Marsha Lucas, and like
Right.
he wants the glory.
Albert's wanting to know if there's some medical things going on right now. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, he's
I mean, he's
my
almost
mom's
80.
79, and if she could be in the same physical condition as Lucas, I'd be very happy. But yeah, you never know, right?
Right?
So you never know. One thing's for sure that he's not getting any younger. So he's but at least they brought him back, and he's. I mean, you think these are recent interviews with Lucas? I mean, they're pretty.
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure it's within the last year or so.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's pretty cool. They gave him some much needed respect
Yeah.
because you don't hear about him. He doesn't much, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there. I mean, obviously, all the documentaries he talks about the process, but all the ones that I remember, I mean, he talks about it like, yeah, like he's in charge, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
he is, but like these documentaries are really showing it was more, right? It was kind of an ecosystem, and he would just come in and just say yes, yes, no, yes, okay, try. Why don't you try it? Try. Let's just
I
try
love that. That
it.
was good that you said that. Yeah,
Try it.
it's good. You think you ought to have him arrested? Just think about it. Think
Just
about
think
it for a little bit.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, so I mean,
love you, baby.
which is kind of not what I always pictured. I always just pictured him being really like involved and all that, but it doesn't sound like that's the case. Like,
No,
yeah, he's involved with like telling him kind of what he wanted in the story, but he basically would just come and say, do that. I'm good.
yeah. I mean, this guy had finance on
Mhm.
his deal thing. You know, he's
Yeah,
having to deal with the studios. He's having to
running
deal
Island.
dealing with people that didn't respect him in Europe. A bunch of assholes, you know,
Yeah.
that were just treating him like shit, like he didn't know what was going on, and he was just disrespected.
Yeah. Well, I'm
So
thinking it in a lot of ways, and they didn't really bring this up too much, but actually, yeah, they didn't even bring it up at all. Um, so I guess Star Wars is one of the first films that doesn't have the titles at the beginning, and I guess that was part of the. I think it was part of the Screen Actors Guild and the Directors Guild. It was like a thing that they all had to do. That's why when you look at all the movies from like the '70s and beyond and back, whenever the movie starts, you always see the credits at the
yeah,
beginning,
yeah,
right?
he always fought that.
Actors, all that,
He
and he
got
was
fined and all that.
he did right. He
Yeah,
got fined and he left the Directors Guild. He's like, "F that! I don't want to be in the Directors Guild."
yeah, yeah,
So it's kind of cool to see him as this like kind of rebel, right? He's always pushing back against the big studios, but at the same time, it's interesting to see how that pressure of the studios kind of just got to him, you know. So it's interesting. There's another
mhm.
interesting story. It's pretty recent. Remember, I think we talked about it on the show about the museum. You know how he's doing this huge museum in
Yeah.
L.A.
I was getting ready to ask you about that.
Yeah, so originally it was going to be up in like the Bay Area, right, Marin County, somewhere up there. And he bought this huge piece of land, and he was going to do a whole like studio with like a museum and all that stuff. And all these like uber wealthy people started, you know, complaining about it and writing letters and protesting against it to the point where he was just like he was going through so many like legal battles against the neighbors that he's like, fine, I'm not going to do it, but instead I'm going to build what every rich person would hate, low income housing. So then
Oh, that's
so
hilarious.
then he just built low income housing all right there in that. And he's like,
Oh, that is hilarious.
can't do anything about that. Yeah. So it's cool. Yeah, man. George Lucas, I mean, ever since I was little, right? That letter. Remember that I wrote? I
Yeah,
mean, he was
yeah.
always, ever since I was little, he was a hero of mine. Even with the cars, with the race cars.
Oh,
He's one
that's
of the
right
reasons
up
why,
my alley. I love that stuff.
yeah, he's one of the reasons why I like old cars and like the 57 Chevys and the
Like, did you think that came from American Graffiti or just his passion?
no, I think it came from his passion and then he
Yeah.
just used it in American Graffiti.
When they were saying that how he almost died on that in that car,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you think, well, did you see the damn car that he was driving in? I mean, it's just a little bit bigger than one of those smart cars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Imagine hanging out on
Um,
money. I know, right?
Albert, bro. That's what I was just saying. I mean, yeah, I was just saying that. Be up there. 2 in the morning while they're sitting there working. Jeez, man. I
Mm,
was thinking about that too, Albert, when they were in Van Nuys and them just throwing all the shit away in the dumpsters, even the Death Star. I mean,
no.
just imagine some of that stuff if you could have got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's another thing. You know how they show those scenes where they're closing down the
The shop.
ILM right there in LA, and like you see the back, and it's just like a bunch of just
Shit,
junk.
that's I know. I would
Imagine just going.
millions of dollars thrown away.
Imagine going through that. Just going through the dumpster
Millions.
and be like, oh look, a piece of an X-wing, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Millions.
Yeah.
I mean, just having a pyro X-wing that got blown up, or the snow speeder that got blown up, or you know what I mean. I mean, just even though that was at the other place, but I mean, yeah, some of that stuff in the back lot.
Well,
You
have you seen? So did you see? So Mark Hamill just posted recently on social media all
saw
the
that.
stuff that he kept. Did you see that?
Yeah, he had that C3 opposed hands and feet.
And feet, the helmet, the hero helmet. What else? Oh, one of
What
the
helmet? What
frogs.
helmet is it? Was it a?
The hero, the one that he takes off, and he's like, "I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you."
Oh, he's
Yeah.
got that.
He says he's got that hero helmet, and
Oh,
then,
that's
and
cool.
then he's got one of the frogs from Jabba's the one he eats. He's like,
Yeah,
he's got one of those.
that's
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
And especially like coming from him, right? If he ever decided to sell it at an auction, I mean, it would fetch a lot of money because it's like imagine that helmet. I mean, imagine
Just and to know that it was his, he kept it.
right? It's like direct from him
Yeah.
wearing it to the whoever buys it. Like
Would you
if
would you
that
like to have that, Gabe?
the what?
Would you like to have that piece?
Dude, so did you see that guy or that person in Illinois won that 1 point something billion-dollar lottery ticket? A single person. So right now there was the lottery was like at 1 point something billion-dollars, and one person bought it. If I was that guy, that would be the first thing I'd be like, look, Mark, here's the thing. I'm gonna give you $20 million right now for it.
Yeah.
All right, what's
He,
that to 1 point something billion?
yeah, he'd do it in a heartbeat. I don't know, man.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's true. That was really cool when Dennis Muren put that in perspective. Just think about it. That was really
Mhm.
cool how he put that in perspective and really understood George after that comment.
Oh, and the trench run that was interesting too, right? Because he's like, okay, based on like the speed, I needed at least like whatever 40 miles or whatever of strip. So what they did is they put that map painting at the end to make it look like it kept on going, and then just
Yeah,
cut away right when he was going. It's like
yeah,
that's so cool that they gave us all the little tricks and all the little secrets.
yeah. And they learned it, and
Yeah.
it worked. That's another thing, and everybody knows this, but that it's just that when that movie came out, you know, like Flash Gordon. I mean, when we go and we watch Flash Gordon, now it's like cheesy as shit. But I love Flash Gordon.
Wait,
You
are
know,
you talking about Flash Gordon or Flesh Gordon?
No.
Did you see how they reference that? They
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
Pornhub.
They were all getting ready. Like, yeah, Lauren Peterson and all them were getting ready to work on a an X-rated movie, right? But yeah, you know, the Boer Worms. Yeah, but yeah, that was just a cool movie. I remember me and Matt were talking about it the other day how scary it was in Flash Gordon when they put their arm in those things. Remember? I don't know
Mhm.
if you remember that test of manhood or whatever, and that was scary as shit. But
I-
yeah, but when you see that, how cheap,
you're gonna get mad at me. I've never watched it.
oh my, what the, you haven't seen Flash Gordon, but I bet you've seen Ted.
No, I haven't watched Ted either.
Oh my god,
The
bro,
teddy bear one, the teddy bear movie.
yes,
Is it
you
funny?
haven't seen
I
Ted,
haven't seen Ted. No,
dude. That is one of the funniest movies, comedies
really?
of all time. Ted,
What? I
yes,
I think I started watching it because I remember the part where he's like, "You scared of
dude.
thunder or something?" And he was like,
Yes, Thunder
"That's
Buddies for life.
right."
I cannot believe that you're gonna blow it. You just started a whole new thing, Gabe. Golly, just when you're after the Yoda thing, you're starting to get your respect back after 10 episodes since then. And
After
now you go and
Alien,
tell everybody you haven't seen Flash Gordon.
I haven't seen Flash Gordon.
And then you haven't seen Ted. Why? Dude, that is that is what, oh my God.
Have I seen Flesh Gordon? Yeah,
Oh yeah, he has that one.
that's different. That one I do have. I
I,
have
I got that both on beta and on,
yeah,
on
I have a VHS
VHS.
and on beta. Yeah, I do.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Um, let's see. What did it say, Gabe? You should watch Flash Gordon. It's one of those. It's so bad, it's good kind of films.
It is, but
But
now
there's a couple of Flash Gordons. Well, which one do I need to watch? I'll
I
watch
don't
it.
know.
I'll watch it tomorrow.
There's not a couple Flash Gordons. I mean, there's the
I mean, there's the
30s,
series, right?
40s, yeah, or the 50s or whatever.
And then
But
just the movie in the what
yeah,
70s?
yeah, in the late 70s, early 80s. Yeah, I don't remember. I think it was 1980 when it came out. But dude, I mean, the soundtrack, Queen. I mean, everything.
Yeah,
And
no, I know the soundtrack.
hey,
I
gorgeous,
I know the
beautiful,
I know
amazing.
the popular culture like reference and importance. I
Yeah.
just never see, and I know I can visualize the characters like that guy, the bald headed guy with the goatee with the big cape and all that. Yeah,
Bro, that's Ming.
Ming. There you go.
Oh my God, dang, dude. You don't even know Ming the Merciless. You know who played Ming in there?
No.
Oh my gosh,
Who is
dude.
it? Who is it?
Oh shit. He's in Force Awakens. He dies at the very beginning. God, what's his
Oh,
name, guys? I just went blank on his name. I just went blank on his name.
yeah, the guy, the one from the Mandalorian, or no? The client, or no?
No.
No,
Max Van Sydow or Sudo.
no. Okay.
Thank you, Matt. Yeah, but hey, now unfortunately, thank you guys. Unfortunately, you're going to go and watch. Well, you probably won't, but if you go and see Flash Gordon now, it's not going to be that effect as it would have
Oh,
been when you were a kid
but if I would have watched it in the '90s, it would have.
in the 80s. Yes.
Yeah, if I would have watched it in the '80s, I guess maybe, but
I can't believe you haven't seen Flash Gordon. Dude, you never seen, I mean, I just, and then you haven't seen freaking Ted, dude. That is,
see,
I mean, guys, tell me if I'm wrong,
all
but
right.
like,
I don't know about that one, Michael. I mean, Flash Gordon, I get it. That's a classic. It's like a sci-fi.
Ted is the
Right?
funniest. Listen, I mean, you have to have a certain personality to really
Yeah.
enjoy
Next,
Ted.
what are
But
you gonna come up next? Have you watched Dude, Where's My Car?
no, oh, geez.
Oh,
Now,
man.
Ted 2 sucks, but the original Ted, it's
Hmm.
funny as shit, dude. It's like real life stuff,
All right, all right. And
except
that,
for the teddy bear part.
I mean, maybe I might have watched. I'm kind of getting little flashbacks now, like because I remember there's a isn't it where he gets a girlfriend, so then Ted starts being all jealous, like because he's not paying attention to him, right?
Dude, there's nothing like watching a teddy bear going at it in the produce section, dude. I mean, you know what I loved about it is they're like big Flash Gordon fans, and they meet him, the actor that played the role of Flash Gordon.
Violated it with the parsnip and sold it to a family of four.
Oh, that's funny. I
Oh
don't know.
yeah, okay, yeah. Don't talk about Ted. You haven't watched
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
I'm not gonna
You
ever
haven't
watch
watched
that.
Spaceballs.
You might as well tell me to go watch Phantom Menace. It's the same thing.
Enemy Mine was great. That was
That
one of
was a good movie. Enemy Mine was a
my
really good
go-to
movie.
when I was little. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That was
look,
a
you want to know what my go-to movies were when I was a kid? Because
Back to the
so
Future too.
so I would go. No, yeah, okay. I would go to my my grandparents would pick me up from school, and I'd go to my grandparents' house. My grandpa would make me do my homework, and then after that, I was like, all right, I'm gonna either play with my toys or I'm gonna watch something. And these were my go-to movies, right? Because that's just what my grandparents had. Okay, I had not even the Star. We didn't even have the Stars. I had to rent those, but we had the Last Unicorn, which is like a cartoon. Like I don't know if you've seen that, but that's actually that's a good one. I had Enemy Mine. That was another go to. I had what else? Um, Back to the Future Part One. Right, part two hadn't come out yet. So part one, they had it on Betamax. What other?
Temple of Doom.
Yes, Indiana Jones Temple. I think it was the Temple of Doom that they had.
Yeah, the crappy one.
What other ones were there? I gotta start thinking about. Yeah, look at Matt. Thank you.
I haven't
That
seen that
unicorn
one.
was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yes, that's a good trade off.
It'll never happen. I don't care if you watch Flash Gordon or not.
I've already watched 3 movies that I never planned to
Well,
see.
yeah, those are good movies, though.
Uh,
Those are good,
yeah.
dude. I don't like people joking around with Star Wars. I don't. It's not. That's not my kind of humor, dude, at all. I don't
Oh
like that.
man, that's good. You were watching the comic The Insult Dog, making fun of all the Star Wars nerds at the premiere. Remember, I played the dog that was like, "Hey, you nerd, which one calls
Oh,
your
that
favorite?"
was hilarious.
Yeah, they're making fun of Star Wars, and then the robot chicken. You gotta
But
watch
they're
the robot.
making fun of Star Wars in a different way. They're talking about the fans like us, and that's funny as shit. That was one of the funniest things ever, actually. That dog thing.
No, I'm telling you, you got the robot chicken episodes are really good too because they
Yeah.
use toys, right? They're using these like almost like 6 scale toys, and they're like, pretending to be the characters from Star Wars. And
Mhm.
it's hilarious, man.
That's crazy.
So,
It is funny though because I see that stupid ass thing popping up all over the place.
yeah, collection group watch live stream pop up.
That's funny.
That's what we should do. We should have a big live stream where we're all watching it.
Watching what?
Spaceballs.
I gotta. That's going to be the first episode that I've. You guys know I've
No,
never.
we're gonna watch it together, and you just sit there, and you could talk crap about it, and you could do whatever. We could sit there and just watch it.
I mean, I'm not even kidding, dude. I would not even want to even waste the time. That's not very nice, right?
Family Guy, yeah, that was a funny one too.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Buck Rogers, no. The closest that is I remember there's a Daffy Duck cartoon. Remember he's like Buck Rogers in the 21st and a half century.
But you've never seen Buck Rogers?
I've never seen Buck Rogers.
Yeah. The year is
I mean that
1980.
series is like from the like 40s, isn't it? Like
Oh my gosh, that's right after Battlestar Galactica stuff. But let
oh,
me tell you, yeah, yeah. But
I
hey,
thought
that's another thing that is cheesy to watch now if you haven't seen it back then, to appreciate it. But it's Buck Rogers is badass.
so remember Michael, we were talking about this earlier. I think it was this week or last week. Remember we were talking about I did watch a lot of old shows, right? My go-tos are like Leave It to Beaver, Mr. Ed.
And he
Uh,
just passed away too.
who? The guy from
Leave It to
Mr.
Beaver. We just lost
Oh,
Wally. What's his name?
I read that he actually didn't pass away.
Yeah, they messed up, and then the next day he did pass.
Got it.
Yeah, what
Um,
an awesome dude too, man.
yeah.
I watch that all the time.
Yeah, man. Like I like those old series, but again, there's just
I love
like that. Like
Twiggy. Twiggy's badass.
you know what this is? Look at what I got.
Come on, Buck.
You know what
What
you
is
ready?
that?
This
What is that?
It's the Jim Beam bottle that they use for the I Dream of Jeannie bottle.
Ah,
Doo, 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 doo.
doo-doo. That'd be great. Just have that played in the background when Gabe's doing a little. What is? Hey guys,
Hey guys,
I got
today
something.
we're gonna be reviewing the Jim Beam bottle.
Are you gonna?
No,
Oh, okay, I was gonna say.
no, there's. I mean, I have a lot of like random, like little pop culture things around the house.
You know, it's so weird because I really have a fascination with beautiful. I'm going to get myself in trouble. I know it. I
Yeah.
tell Denise all the time, but I love like 60s and 70s. Like a lot of it's black and white, but seeing the women back in
Barbara,
those days.
Barbara Eden, and like
Yeah, I mean, I
Elizabeth
just,
Montgomery.
I
I
just
That's
it
the one
was
I
so
used to have.
beautiful back in the
I had a
day.
big crush on her, on Elizabeth Montgomery from
Yeah,
Bewitched. I mean, I thought she was like the most gorgeous like woman ever.
yeah.
You know what's funny? And my wife gets so mad when I say this. So let me just I'll tell you who
Okay,
like
your childhood crush.
my childhood dream women were Elizabeth Montgomery, which is the girl from Bewitched.
Yeah,
Um, Christina Applegate. I
yeah.
was in love with her. Like it was just something about her that it was just like I was in love with her. And
So
then
you lost your virginity to married with children.
married with
Yeah.
no, no, no. And then later, I thought Kate Beckinsdale was gorgeous. So those were like my three go to. My wife gets mad because they look nothing like her, so she was like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So I loved uh, Olivia Newton John.
Well, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
Hmm. Yeah. I was just telling Denise that today, actually. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
funny.
I could see that.
Guys, I mean, absolutely. What are you doing, Josh?
My child crush was Wilma.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I guess I gotta
Oh,
watch.
oh, man. And yeah, she was in uh, Silver Spoons. Did you ever see Silver
Oh
Spoon?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the girl, the lady. That's her
Oh,
same.
okay, that's her.
Yeah. But hey, Flash Gordon,
No.
dude, the two in there, Dale,
And
go
so,
Flash, go, go. Damn,
so
she's
wait, is let me just get this. So okay, Buck Rogers, was that a movie or a series?
Buck Rogers was a series on Universal. It was on
A
TV.
series. Okay, so I would have to watch and see. Okay, but
And you can find hey on Tubi. Go to Tubi, and it's on there.
Flash Gordon, that's a movie.
That's a movie, and
Okay,
there's only one.
okay.
Yeah, I just got the a couple. Well, I say just like a month and a half ago. Yeah, Aaron Gray. Yeah, yeah. So yeah.
Interesting.
Hmm.
What did Matt say? First season of Buck Rogers is a lot better than the second. Okay, so just watch that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like the beginning of Battlestar Galactica. The beginning ones are cool. I like the Battlestar Galactica one when there's like a his name is Red Eye.
Mm.
He's like an old Cylon that's on this planet that crashed, and he's like fast with a gun. It's kind of cheesy now, but back then it was a really cool episode.
So Janine said.
Oh yeah, good for you, Janine.
Andy Gibb, who's that from the Bee Gees?
Yes, Andy Gibb. Yeah,
Sean Cassidy and Jack Wagner. Jack Wagner, remind me who that is.
yeah. I don't know Jack Wagner. I'm trying to think of that name. And Sean Cassidy.
Scott's like, no, no, don't.
Yeah, that's funny. Now, this is not for you to be saying stuff like that.
What? Chachi.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's funny. So yeah, who's Jack Wagner? I'll Google him.
Yeah, Andy Gibb. I remember when he dated Tanya Tucker. He died very young, cocaine overdose.
Oh really?
Yeah, he was the youngest brother of the Bee Gees. Well, he wasn't even really the part of the Bee Gees, but he would sing vocals sometimes with them. But
Jack Wagner. Oh, he was like General Hospital
oh
person?
yeah,
I don't know. Here.
yeah, that's funny.
It kind of looks like Scott. All right.
If he just had a big goatee,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
big ass long goatee,
He's
right?
like the type. Yeah, he's the type. It sounds like you scored, Janine. I think you scored your dream man with Scott. So good catch. Oh wait, that's James Wagner. Oh, so did I did the wrong one? Oh, Jack Wagner. Hold on.
Oh, that is
Oh,
hilarious.
sorry, sorry.
Well, maybe you lost down on that one, Janine.
No, yeah, Jack Wagner. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's who I. Yeah, that's who I did. Yeah, James Wagner. Let's see what James Wagner looks like.
That's hilarious. There's
James.
this guy on Days of Our Lives that Denise just
I don't
absolutely.
see it. James Wagner just comes up like random people. No, I think that's him. General Hospital. He's also a singer. Yeah, Andy Gibb was the host on Solid Gold too. Okay.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Leaf Garrett.
Yeah,
That's funny.
that's crazy.
Yeah, my wife always says she likes it's the guy from The Notebook from Blade Runner 2.
Yeah, he just did that movie, and I thought the Gray Man.
Matt, it's taking a turn. It did, right? We started with like ILM and all that. Now we're like talking about crushing.
Janine's has done change. she's she's getting stuff.
No.
I can hear Scott. We're talking to her in a little bit. So we need to talk about this.
Uh, but yeah, man, it was good. These are good conversations. These are good ones to have.
Yeah,
What other shows from? Okay, so what else am I missing out on? What else do I need to watch?
I mean, dude, are you gonna watch Flash Gordon?
I mean, I that one I might. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but you won't watch Ted.
I mean, I'll watch Ted,
Hey,
but I,
did you? Okay, okay, so everyone likes that she's a comedy. They might see a certain comedy and not think it's funny. Like for instance,
yeah,
that movie y'all always keep trying to get me to watch.
Baseballs. Yeah,
That's not funny at all.
you haven't even watched it. You don't
There's
even
nothing funny. I've seen little things. Just
know.
it's not funny. Okay,
Um,
and but like Along Came Polly. He's sitting in the bathroom and he's trying to be quiet and he's
yeah,
farting and stuff. That is fucking hilarious. You know what I mean? Ted has that same kind of chemistry of it's hilarious like that. You know what I mean?
hmm.
So, but did you like The Hangover? That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like it.
Okay.
Something about Mary. That one's a good one too.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Something
Yeah.
about me. I love that movie.
But
Uh,
like Robin Hood Men in Tights. You didn't like that one?
my God, no.
What?
Suck.
What are you talking about?
Oh man. See,
Oh man.
everybody knows the
You got
spectrum of
Blazing
age on
Saddles?
when I'm on good taste, terrible
You don't
taste.
like Blazing Saddles?
I know that's a classic and everybody really likes that, but I think it's stupid.
Oh my
That's
god.
a different kind of funny.
Yeah, no, I get you. I totally
Yeah,
get it. And me and my wife actually always have this conversation. There's certain comedy that see, I'm not a poop and fart funny guy. Like I don't find
yeah,
that funny, and she does. She thinks
yeah,
it's hilarious,
yeah.
right?
Because Denise is kind of the same way, but that's real life shit. You think about like
Yeah.
ever being in that. Like I remember when I was.
Now, now we shifted to
This is gonna get really bad. But when I would get nervous, dude, I would get gas like no tomorrow. So I'd have to hold in, and we'd be out on a date. We'd go to the movies. We'd go eat. We'd do all that.
yeah,
Drop her off, give her a kiss. I would leave. Brrr. I mean, I would be like, just be able to just release and let go. You know what I mean? So when you see that stuff in the movies, it's hilarious. You can relate to real life shit. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Can't even believe I just said all that stuff.
That's
But
funny.
yeah,
Because I actually just watched this viral video that it's this guy who's at some girl's house and
love Step Brothers.
he
I'm
goes
sorry.
outside and the ring camera catches him. He's like, I'm gonna go to the car real quick, and then he goes and he just sits there and just farts, and the ring camera catches it.
Well, that is hilarious. He's before he goes in to see that family, his father-in-law. Dude,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah.
hilarious. I've loved that. But
Yes,
like Step Brothers,
Step Brothers funny.
dude, that is hilarious.
we just become best
Did we
friends.
just become best friends? Yes, dude, I love
Oh
it.
yeah, dude, Will Ferrell movies. I mean, every single one.
And
I
that's
think
another thing with me. I don't agree with that. I think
you
that
don't like
all
Will Ferrell.
I like Will Ferrell, but I don't think all his. I mean, I did like the campaign. That was hilarious.
Anchorman,
Did you see what the baby did when he how the
dude.
when that
Anch-
baby hit me? What it did to my hand when I hit that baby?
Man, yeah. I mean, look, you got what Anchorman, Step Brothers, Talladega Nights.
Yeah,
Like
those are just are
what? They don't do
okay.
it for you?
Nah, nah. But I did like a lot. I did like the Heartbreak Kid's really funny. You know when he marries this. Have you seen the Heartbreak Kid?
No, I haven't seen
Oh
that
yeah,
one.
dude. He's they're pressuring him to get married. He meets this girl. It's like she's like the perfect, and then they go on their honeymoon, and she's crazy ass bitch. I mean, like holy, what am I doing with? It? And he doesn't want to be with her anymore, and they're just on their honeymoon. It's hilarious, and he meets this chick. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah, old school. Yeah, old school's funny.
Yeah, that's another one that I don't like either. But I figure Matt would like that.
What's that? No, what old school's great. What's that one? Where
Hey,
they
I
go,
watched Porky's the other night. That was pretty cool.
the one that they go clubbing all the time. What's the one with Chris Kattan? Chris Kattan and Will Ferrell, and they're like they go to clubs and they're like dun 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 dun. Nah, forgot what it's. Somebody needs to.
Be quicker on the fly.
I know. Um, but yeah, those are all good movies. I haven't Roxbury. Yeah, Night at the Roxbury. There you go. Yeah, Will Ferrell movies are great. But
Mm,
yeah,
I guess.
I don't know. We'll want to see. I will next week after I come back and watch Flesh Gordon. I'm gonna be like, Michael, what the hell did you just make me watch?
I know. That's terrible. Andy's when he was.
Oh, look at
Oh, what the
bot,
heck?
some bot.
That's weird.
They heard our conversation and they're like, wait a second, these guys are talking about
Hey, why is that popping up? Seriously.
it's just a bot. They're all over YouTube and yeah.
Does it have to do with that you said flesh?
I have no idea.
It is. It's because you
The
said flesh.
best adult site. Let me see if I can block the user. That's
They
how-
did, Janine. Look at that.
yeah, you mentioned Flesh Gordon, and then we get porn. Yeah, that's probably what it is. It probably started listening, like the algorithm somehow listened.
So much for the family channel, Gabe. Good job, buddy.
I know it went from like ILMers, man, we got to give them their due credit, and it's so amazing. But what about Flesh Gordon? You
Uh,
know,
the Star Wars bloke. That's hilarious.
yeah,
Oh, exactly. After me talking about having gas. After, yeah,
Matt's here.
that is funny.
Man. But yeah, love chat, horrible movies.
Oh man,
But all right, man. Well, look, we're getting to the 2 hour mark.
it is because
I think
Matt is
we,
here. That's
yeah, I think we've
hilarious.
dug the hole deep enough. You know,
Yeah,
I think we're good.
Gabe, like, even though we're not at 2, let's get out of here quick.
I know. We're like, let's cap this conversation.
Yeah, but it was really you guys on a serious note. If y'all haven't had a chance to see the episodes on Vice, make it happen. And
Good.
you like that? You like it? Be professional, Gabe. Right now, keep
Yes.
going.
Yes,
Keep going.
I know. So yeah, don't forget. And look, just I'm like trying to think of like things to kind of bring it back. Oh, look at this amazing. Speaking of Phil Tippett, look at this. There you go. Lots of maquettes. Just happen to be ready to go. On here.
That is
Got it
funny.
saved here. So
Oh,
there you
man.
go. Thank you for watching, guys.
Oh man, forgive us. We just oh man.
we got a little. See, that's the one thing they didn't talk about in ILM. like the whole, I was waiting for the scene because they talk about all these like behind the scenes and how like they did the special effects and the studio model, but then they left out this very important scene. Let me see if I could
prepare to make the jump to light speed.
No, hold on. That's not the one I wanted to show. Hold on. Hold on. Let me bring this up. Hold on.
Bad kid.
Hold on. That is definitely not the one I wanted to show.
Is it the Flesh Gordon part? No. They didn't go into the details of that?
No. This one. Hold on.
The comical effect here, we've combined, I've laid out on the multi-track tape recorder over here 8 different sounds. The first thing is the inertia starter off an old 1928 biplane, which we recorded near here. That's what that sound is. And going back to, we also have the sound of an air jet recorded in the dentist's office. And here's the air hiss. Aside from the air hiss, we have the sound of an arc light motor starting and stopping. Here. Sort of a clunking sound. Then we were recording some tanks a while ago, armored tanks, and inside was a motor which operated the turret in the tank. And the day we moved into this building, I went to the water closet and turned on the faucet to wash my hands, and the pipes rattled and jiggled and sort of talked and moaned. And so we immediately recorded that sound, which is here.
That's so cool.
Okay. All right, now if we took all these sounds and played them together, we get the following effect of the hyperdrive malfunctioning.
They're getting closer.
Oh yeah? Watch this.
Watch what?
That's I cannot believe they didn't add that in the ILM documentary. I mean,
did you edit that? You edited that one, right?
That's a very important piece of historical documentary that they missed on both of those.
I need to show that to Denise. You guys are crazy.
Both of those. I cannot believe it. But luckily, you guys have Collection Wars, and you have us to fill in those gaps. And now you know how they made the sound. All right.
All right, dude. You're the best, bro. I love you, dude.
There it is, guys. There it is. So now you have 3 documentaries to kind of, you got the Vice one, you got the Disney Plus, you got Collection Wars. So
that's right.
Happy to play a part.
You're awesome.
So, but yeah. I think it's time to
sorry, Haley.
Got the Falcon going. All right.
Okay. All right, guys. Hey, it's been a really cool, kind of weird towards the end of Saturday evening on Collection Wars, and you guys are all barely still hanging on, and we appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week, and make sure you guys go watch Flesh Gordon. All right. You make sure, and
love you guys.
We'll come back around next
happy
Saturday
birthday, Janine.
to talk about that. Yes, happy birthday.
I got a headache. All right.
All right. See you guys.
You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home.